I put even their examples, you know, like with these companies. This is incredible. You know, they changed so much in such a short time, you know, with less than 10 years, you know. The biggest recreational or hotel chain actually doesn't have any, you know, hotels, doesn't own any property. Uber doesn't own any cars. Yeah, there's 68 billion. It's crazy, you know, just if you think about it, that's less than 10 years.
And you've got the cryptocurrencies starting to come in.
Yeah.
You know, and people are fighting against them, but I mean,
you cannot fight. No, it's
you can't fight against it. Like the institutions are going, the banks are going. No.
Yeah.
But it's like it's a whole different game that's opening up.
Yeah. The one thing which really is a concern that is each subject. If you think about it, in AI, it goes. You're gonna go like this, okay? In everything, in currency, gonna go. So eventually this converges in such a short time. You know, this exponential growth actually adds up and compile like slide on a slide, and you put them together. It just becomes a little bit too much for people, you know, because it's like it's really. We like to be conservative in a sense because that, you know, we like status quo, you know, we like to be innovative, but we, you know, yes, I have this, I got my car.
But a lot of it's because we've gone from a process-driven education system, ticking the box. Now we're in like a 3D space of how people are thinking and doing stuff. And it's the difference between that linear thinking and that more strategic.
So, Colin, when you're like working with innovation people, like with Peter, is this why RDA is getting involved with people like Peter, so that you can take that real conceptual, holistic view, so we're not missing out on any developments that can take advantage of that?
Yep, economic development. It's diversifying the economy. It's not just about mining anymore, and we're losing people out of Western Australia to the eastern states because the mining sector is slumped. And yes, it'll come back up, but it won't be as it was. So we need to make WA attractive for people to come here, because that will drive all the population-driven economies, education, retail, you know, all of that stuff. But it's
like when Peter was saying new technologies in like materials. We saw a huge push on the share market for powdered alloys when the 3D printers came out. And everyone's going, this is. But you're saying like, but there's going to be more new materials like the spiderweb.
Lithium.
Lithium.
We have. Tons of lithium in WA.
Yes.
And Professor Peter Newman suggested, why not become Lithium Valley? You know, because the whole world's going to be operated on batteries.
Because at the moment it's just a triangle, isn't there, where they seem to mine this lithium from the moment. Yeah,
but you know the funny part is it's just even if you're investor, then you have to start looking also. Nothing lasts forever, and especially now. I mean, you know, although it's lithium now, it actually might become, you know, just 2 months from now, some scientists might come up like, forget lithium. and you know, I like reading this stuff, and it's like on daily basis. Right now, yesterday, so it's fresh, you know, off the press. I was reading there is new 3D printing method which using lasers. And what's happened, instead of doing this, you know, they actually does everything at once, because it's a multiple lasers, and actually it's actually incredible. And just the speed of producing our product, okay, it's cut in dramatically, and and it's ready, which is absolutely incredible. So imagine, you know, it's like, it's really even, you know, before drugs is a good example. We had 2 fantastic people here, which actually in the last Western Australian, in the Saturday, actually there was a write-up about them, Steve Wilson and Sue Fletcher, fantastic people. They developed a drug for muscular dystrophy. And which actually for the first time actually got approval of FDA in America, so which is a huge thing. And there were speakers at our event, beautiful people, great scientists, but took him 20 years. So that's why, you know, right now, I mean, we talk to people who want to invest. They ask us, do you know anybody? Okay, but they want return now. So don't want to invest in 20 years. And like this, sometimes we look at new technology and you go, wait a minute, so before we actually, start producing revenue, is the biggest danger is not, it's probably from competition, from actually somebody coming with new advancement in that area, so that's, I think that's the challenge as well, because with artificial intelligence, I mean, it's amazing, just what's going to happen with that. And again,
the whole job creation thing. I listened to somebody speak about they're a professional hacker, right? Because at the end of the day, everything operates off an operating system, right? Yes. A piece of hardware. So, and there's always people trying to break in to hardware, trying to change. So the drones are going to become very exposed. So somebody will always be trying to break into that drone, whatever it might be. So there's a whole world of professional hackers that we need to actually.
I remember a thing was, is it Bitcoin, the cryptocurrency, they put out a worldwide competition to say, see if you can hack us.
Yes.
And we'll pay you huge money if you can hack us, because they were looking for.
Yeah, they're looking for gaps. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And see if they can break down these. What they're actually doing, the blockchains and so forth.
Yeah, a guy spoke about, he did a little bit of a survey of what people were looking for on the internet in terms of hacking and what they were trying to hack into. And the list was absolutely amazing. A lot of defense bits were in there. So people were looking on instructions on how to hack into systems.
Wow.
So, and you sit there and you think, you wouldn't think that that's going to be a whole field of expertise, going into the future. So we're thinking about what we're losing, but not thinking about what we can create.
Yeah. It reminds me of the past, the CIA were famous, used to employ forgers to actually recognise forgeries and teach them the different techniques. Yeah. So RDA is more than just, I suppose when people think regional development, they go, oh, you're just going to take blocks of land and put buildings on it, but it's really trying to future-proof an economy, and even trying to use people like Peter to try and predict, if we can, where it's going and get ahead of the game.
But I have to tell you, for just organization with limited resources and human resources, I mean, it's incredible. I mean, in case, the reports that you put out and all that, it's amazing. I mean, you can see the quality of it, and just last defense report. I mean, it's like, wow, if somebody look at it, they would think that, just huge department was working on it, and actually, I know it took a long time to actually do it, but it's fantastic, so.
And I think the benefit with RDAs is that we can fill gaps and we can move into that space rather quickly, because we don't have to follow that linear process. We can bring on partnerships that maybe sometimes some governments can't. We can have conversations and say things that sometimes governments can't. So we can carry conversations and get things done probably a little more efficiently and quickly, because we're technically not a bureaucracy. We're just a group of, our mandate is economic development for our region, which is the Perth region. So anything that contributes to that, we're going to go for.
Yes. And one thing I did notice when you were talking, how you look external, like to even overseas customers. So the developments going on here, you guys are actually going, hold on, we're not an insular hub, we're now integrating into a big world system. So we can benefit other people and benefit us. It's a real strong win-win. This is what the conversation seems to be coming out now. Yeah.
It is, and that's where our future growth is going to be. We've got a situation in the South Metro and Peel region. We have 30% youth unemployment. Okay, I was out at the Byford, a brand new high school, and it already has 1,500 students, a secondary school. And I was there at 3:20 in the afternoon, and hordes of kids were coming out. Literally, they were walking across the street. I was like, oh my God, somebody's going to get hurt. But the question was, where are all these kids going to get jobs? How are we going to actually ensure that they stay here, are educated, and have a job? I know in the Peel region, back when I had worked in 2004, they had the largest incident of 0 to 4-year-olds. Now those 0 to 4-year-olds are soon to be graduating from high school. Where are the jobs going to come from? And that's what we need to look at is what are those jobs? Not talk about no jobs, but